Hi, my name is Stephen. I'll be talking about my assignment, which is a finance tracker. So this application was built using Kotlin and Jetpack Compose, and it allows the users to track their income and expenses. It also lets them attach receipt photos and also view some live stock market data. So I'll just show you how this works. So when you first launch the app, as you can see here, you're presented with the login screen. You can see the hacker terminal team that's running. So I kind of went for a neon green color on a black background, and it uses a monospace font. So this is actually the cloud authentication component that I've added. So let me show you the code of how this works. So the is off screen boolean determines whether to show the top and bottom bars, and then when the current user is not null, and we're on the authentication screen, it navigates to the transaction route and clears the backstack using pop-up to. So this is how the app decides what to show when it's launched. So the actual Firebase calls happen in the auth repository file here. So you can see the login function. It calls sign in with email and password, and it waits result using Kotlin's coroutines and returns a result type. The same pattern also exists in the register function that I've implemented. So create user with email and password is called, and then I have my sign out function here, which calls auth.signout. So this repository is injected into the auth view model file here, and this is done by Hilt. So you can see the Hilt view model here, the annotation added at the top, at the top, and the injection constructor I've added here. The view model exposes the current user, the error is loading as Stateflow objects, and the UI collects these. So I'll just show you the app now. I'll just log in. Yep, so this is my transaction screen. So this is a pretty important and core component for this app. So you can see the different state variables if I go into the file. So I have transaction type, payment amount, category, description, and receipt URI. And each one of these connect to child composables that are below. So if I open the radio buttons file here, you can see that I'm using two outline buttons. And these composables are side by side using row. And then the selected state. So I have selected as income here. So if selected is income, then I have a neon green color scheme. And it's more of a muted color if it's not. But if the selected state is expense, it's going to be a terminal red kind of a color. So I'll just show you that here. So yeah, it's kind of a terminal red color. I think it's kind of cool. Follows the hacker team that I wanted to go for. So the next bit I want to show you is the amount picker. So let me show you the file for that. So this uses a lazy vertical grid. Yeah, I think it's appropriate to use here because it's just side by side different predefined amounts that I've added, which you can see here. Just makes it easier for the user, just quick selection. I've also added a custom item, which is at the end here. So when is custom is true, so let me show you the code for that. So when it's true, it displays a outlined text field. So I'll show you that. Yep, there you go. So yeah, this is pretty important. So I've added that the custom text, so it filters that it's only digits that are entered, so you can't actually type in any other characters. So I'll just show you here, like I'm typing D right now, nothing happens, so it's just integers that can be, or digits that can be added here. This also uses lazy row, which I've just talked about there. Where is it? Or lazy vertical grid at the top. So now I'll show you the different categories, which you can see here. So let me go to the file for that. So for this, there's different category options that I've added. So these data classes have emoji and labels. So each one is a outline button with the same kind of selected and unselected styling pattern that I've added, which you can see here. So I got my neon green. The rest are kind of a muted color. So yeah, that's kind of just how it works. Then I have my receipt capture. Um, Receipt capture. There you are. Just open up my device again. So yeah, this is receipt capture. So this is the camera feature, which you can see if I scroll down here. So there's 3 launchers in this. Let me scroll up. So the first is the camera launcher, which calls take picture. Then there's the permission launcher, which calls request permission. So this actually fixed the security exception crash that I had earlier when I was developing this. Because you actually need to request the camera permissions at runtime before launching the camera intent, which I did not know. Then there is the gallery launcher, which calls get content. So this gets the image type. Then, so when I pick an image, let me just show you that. So just do gallery. Here's my receipt. You can see that it appears using Coil's, where is it? Coil's async image composable with the content scale crop, just makes it a little smaller. And now I can also remove it. So now I'll just fill in the rest of these, just so I can go on to the next part. Just say transport, we'll just say plus fee transaction. So you see there's a little snack bar that pops up, and this is just good for the user to see what's actually happening when they press buttons. So I go into the report screen now. So let me show you the code for this. Let's go up to the top. So there's report screen. At the top you can see the different state rows. Let me show you that, which is called here, or stats rows, sorry. I'll go down to the function. So it filters the transaction list from income and expenses, sums the different amounts, and this is done using sum of, and then calculates the balance. So each stack card takes a label, value, and color, and then the search logic is here as well. Scroll to the top. Yep. So so the filtered transactions here uses Kotlin's filter function. It checks the matches search and uses contains with the ignore case set to true. This is done on both the description and category. So I'll just show you how this works here. So I have my bus fee. I can actually just search for it. Bus fee. As you can see, there's different ones here. So we just do repairs. Repairs pops up. I can filter by income. So these are the things that have made money, I guess, and then there's things that have cost me money. As you can see here, there is my total income, my expenses, and my balance. It's not looking very good right now. So yeah, I can actually delete some of these transactions just by swiping. Show you the code for that. Swipe to delete. Here we go. So swipe to delete card. So I have my swipe dismiss box. So this makes sure that the swipe action is from the end to the start, and it calls here. So swipe to dismiss box value dot end to start. If that is the case, then it deletes. Otherwise, it won't. So if I go to the right, not going to do anything. To the left, deletes. So yeah, that's the report screen. Now I'll show you the market screen. So this is pretty cool. I'll get up my code for that. So yeah, so this is kind of a cool feature that I wanted to add to this project. So you can see the retrofit interface. So you have the get quote annotation, which maps to the FinHub quote endpoint. So this takes a symbol and a token as a query parameter. The stock quote data class maps the JSON response. So I have C for current price, D for change, DP for percent change, H for high, L for low, O for open, and PC for previous close. So in the API module, so the retrofit is provided by Hilt Singleton with the base URL and a JSON or JSON converter factory. So the FinHub API is created from the retrofit instance, the same kind of pattern that I used for Room. So yeah, I'll show you the stock repository. So this wraps the API call in a try catch, and this returns the result.success or otherwise result.failure. So in the market view model, so the watch list is defined like so. So it's a list of symbol name pairs. So the load quotes, the loads quotes function, which is down here, launches a coroutine. It maps over each of the different stocks. Maps over each of the stocks, and they calls the repository and updates the state flow. And then this is called in the init block here. So basically when you basically it loads when you navigate to the screen. So if I'll show you that, so go back, it just reloads. I can also refresh the different stock prices. It's not looking very good right now. I'm not investing in any of these, so well, not yet. But yeah, that's just the list of all the different stocks and their data from the FinHub API. So then there's the profile screen. Show you the code for that. So it collects the auth view model, the current user, as a state, and displays the email, the user ID, and the authentication status. So currently authenticated. So the sign out button then calls, it's somewhere. Sign out. The so when it's on click the sign out, it calls, it navigates to the login route. So basically, it just clears the entire backstack. So I'll show you how that works. So I just click that, and yeah, back to the login screen. So a sign up button is also available in the top corner. I'll just show you that again. So yeah, I can also sign up here. It just logs me out. So yeah, that's kind of my app. I'll just give you a quick overview of the architecture or the structure of this project. So you can see I have my data class, Firebase room, main, navigation, my UI, so it's broken up to different components of my details, general report, transaction, and then my screens, and then my different teams. So yeah, I think that's everything I've covered. So yeah, the FinanceTracker covers all the stuff I want to get done for this project. The Firebase auth for cloud authentication. I've used Room for unified persistence. Used the model view model architecture using Hilt for design patterns. Retrofit for the stock API. I have camera for receipt capture. And then search and filter for some of the advanced components. My custom hacker team that I've implemented, which I think is pretty cool. And yeah, I think that's everything. Thanks for watching.